Hello, welcome to the weekly portion. Today it is Pinchas, and I would like to share some insights about the parasha according to the idea of Ramchal. So let's see. We're going to continue this story. So Pinchas was in his eternal emissary. He wanted to carry out this physical plane, what others dare not to do. He eliminated the sources of negative energy. So this Midianite woman who was sent to cause harm and disrupt the relationship between Jewish people and the Creator, and the leader of the tribe of Shimon, whose channels were open basically to receive negative energies. So you always have one that causing, the other is participating. So they were both participating in their public act of sin, and they were the reason that the Creator passed the judgment upon Bnei Israel. That was led to the plague, and that to be needed to be stopped immediately. So this shows that the plague has a spiritual cause, and a manifestation sees through Pinchas' act of justice that was restoring the energies. So Pinchas' deed was a self-sacrificer, and he risked being excluded from the Jewish people from killing others, basically, right? He acted on his own authority, but since he acted correctly by the punishment those who caused harm, he was rewarded, and his family were granted the priesthood. לכן אמור, הנני נותן לו את בריתי השלום. Therefore say, behold, I gave into him my covenant of peace. So by eliminating the sinners, so Pinchas saved Bnei Israel from destruction. If he hadn't intervened immediately and wait longer, more people would have died. Already 24,000 had perished in that plague. So slowly the plague would be consumed the entire camp of Jewish people, God forbid. So here it continuing in the Torah. ושם איש ישראל ומחקה המוכה אשר הוכה את המדיינית זמרי בן סלו נשיא בית אב לשמוני. Now the name of man of Israel that was slain, who was slain with the Midianite woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, the prince of father's house among the Simonites. So interestingly, after the punishment, the names of the perpetrators are repeated. The action of these two sinners brought about the judgment of the Creator. The two names is symbolizing the transgression. The name Shimon can be broken into two parts. Okay, where we can find Sham, Avon. Okay, that's meaning Sham. There, Avon is the sin. So which together there is a sin. So the Midianite woman name was Cosby and has a meaning. The root meaning is falsehood. So these combined energies of these two individuals triggered the plague. כי צוררי הם לכם בנכליכם אשר נכלו לכם על דבר פאור ועל דבר כסבי בת נשיא מדיין אחותם המוכה ביום המגפה על דבר פאור. For they harassed you by their vice wherewith they beguiled you in the matter of Peor and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister who was slain on the day of the plague in the matter of Peor. So Midianites were believing in idolatry, also sacrificed the god that is called Peor. So the Torah refers to Al-Davar Peor, meaning the matter of Peor. Cosby and Midianite woman is publicly seduced and engaged in relationship with Zimri, the leader of the tribe of Shimon, flagrantly violating the spiritual moral boundaries to such an extent that even the god of Peor would have punished for her actions. So it is not only in monotheism, but there is universal law. The observation undergoes the severity of Cosby's actions, and they were deemed unaccepted even within her own religion. So the sins of Cosby and Zimri directly continued to the outbreak of the plague, which was the judgment against the idolatry and immorality among the Israelites as well. So Pinchas, the Lord, Pinchas, the God's missionary, intervened to halt the sinful cycle. His courageous and zealous actions put to end the plague of punishing Cosby and Zimri, thereby restoring the spiritual balance of the Israelites and freeing from the burden of their skins. So, since Pinchas' deed was an act of self-sacrifice, he risked this exclusion from the Jewish people. However, God acknowledged his action and rewarded him as descendants with this eternal priesthood. We too can be self sacrificing for a good cause, and the God may reward us. However, like Pinchas, we should not be motivated by prospective to reward, but rather by the example of self sacrifice highlighted in this Torah portion. Okay. The next thing is באלה לא היה איש מפקודי משה ואהרון הכהן אשר פקדו את בני ישראל במדבר סיני. But among these were not a man of them that were numbered by Moses and Aaron, the priests who numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. כי אמר השם להם, מות ימותו במדבר, ולא נותר מהם איש כי אם כלב בן יפונה וישוע בן נון. For the God had said to them, they shall surely die in the wilderness, and there were no men left of them, save Caleb the son of Yefuneh and Yeshua the son of Nun. So God commanded Moses and Aaron to conduct another census after the plague. On the surface, this may seem logical, and it is important to know that the current population of the people, obviously. However, there is a deeper reason to this census. Since the generation of the wilderness, the Dor Hamidbar, was not permitted to enter the Holy Land, and the census served as a check of these generations was still alive. So, incident of Zimri and Cosby also indicated that the spiritual level of the people could have been a bit higher. As previously discussed, settling the Holy Land requires a higher spiritual level, and therefore the Jewish people were not yet ready to enter the Promised Land. So it became clear that within this generation, men and women were on different spiritual levels. The women were much more prepared to enter the Holy Land than men. This is also supported by the actions of Zimri, the leader of the tribe of Shimon. So the census demonstrated that the generation of the wilderness wasn't yet extinct among the men, that men consciousness was still in a different level, thus delaying their entry to the Holy Land. So there were exceptions. Joshua and Caleb, the two tribal leaders who had spied on the land and found it habitable, they were the only male members of the generation of the wilderness that deemed worthy to enter the Holy Land. So in Judaism, it is well known that two witnesses were always required to establish the truth. So Joshua and Caleb can serve as those witnesses, validating the spiritual status of the generation and highlighting we is truly prepared to enter to the Holy Land. So the Creator commanded Moses and Aaron to conduct another census. רגע. ותקרבנה בנות צלפחד בן חפר בן גלעד בן מחיר בן מנשה למשפחות מנשה בן יוסף, ואלה שמות בנותיו מחלה נועה וחגלה ומלכה ותרצה. Then drew near the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. They are the names of his daughters, Machla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirza. Here we see that in the women, such as Zelophehad, daughters who desire and yearn to enter the promised land, Torah uses the expression "V'itkarevna," which translates to drew near. This expression, conveying an emotional and descriptive nuance, refers to a feminine aspect. So the name Tzelophat can be broken into two parts: Tzela meaning shadow, and Pahad meaning fear. So This woman is associated with the Sephira of Gura, similarly also Yaakov, that also connected to the Sephira of Gura, described with the term of Pahad Yitzhak, meaning the fear of Yitzhak, his father. That we can see in Bereshit earlier, that I will quote for you. לולי אלוקי אבי אלוקי אברהם ופחד יצחק והיה לי כי אתה ריקם שלחתי את עיני ואת יגיע כפי ראה אלוקים ויקח אמש. Except God of my father, God of Abraham, and the fear of Yitzhak had been on my side. Surely no hadst you sent me away empty. God had sent me mine affliction to the labor of my hands and gave judgment yesternight. So Zelophehad had five daughters. She didn't have any son. And each of his daughters is expand to the one of the aspects of the Gura. ותעמידות נא לפני משה, לפני אלעזר הכהן ולפני הנשיא, לכל העדת פתח אוכל מועד לאמור. And they stood before Moses, before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes of congregation at the door of the tent of meeting, saying, אבינו מת במדבר, והוא לא היה בתוך העדת הנועדים על השם בעדת קורח, כי בחטאו מת, ובנים לא היה לו. Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not among the company of them that gathered themselves together against God in the company of Korach, but he died on his own sin, and he had no sons. Okay, so it is explicit saying that he didn't have any sons, and also that ki behatato met, he died in his own sin. So the father died in desert, it's symbolizing the place of the tumah, the impurity. So his sin he spoke against Moses. It is emphasized that he couldn't be, he wasn't in the Korach's followers, as Zelophehad's father died, but due to his own sin. So he had no sons, right? Also we can see only daughters, which is connecting to the previously mentioned Sphira of Gura, as associated with this judgment. Okay, so the females and of the Dor Hamidbar, right? As you can see, they were much more in a higher spiritual level, and and the men still not follow them. Okay, and what we also that we know that Zelophehad's daughter kept his spirituality all their life in a very high level. So that was for today, and see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.